so thrilled to present to you Laurie Wondra.
Thank you. Okay, we'll try this. Better. I was with a group of 21 executives and a CIO, or CEO, and I talked for an hour and a half about energy and crystals. So I brought crystals in. So the world is shifting. And what I would say is you all are part of that shift. And the fact that you're here this morning after we had thunder and lightning and wind and rain, thank you for coming this morning. And thank you for giving me this microphone. So today, we're going to talk about this energy. And as you can tell, the microphone was all staticky because there's a lot of static in the air. There's a lot of energy that's coming in. So I'm going to share what is happening in our atmosphere. This week, there was a huge solar flare, a solar blast of energy, as well as the full moon. So technology like this and our cell phones kind of are taking a hit this week. But more importantly, there's energy coming in to uplift us. And I want to talk about what is this energy that's here now. And the fact that we get to stop looking or reaching for the energy in the future because it's here now. And the next question might be, well, if it's here now, how do I use that? So I talk about it as we're really at a point where our souls are coming home. Is anyone feeling that? And the energy started shifting in May of 2012, where there were some really huge portals that opened, and other portals opened this May of 2017. So for 5 years, you guys have been on a really long journey, like a really long journey. And we're kind of at that end of that journey, and now starting to move into the next journey. And late last year, early this year, I started talking about the first 5 or 6 months were going to be really tumultuous. And the storm we had this morning is kind of an indication of that crashing and letting go of the old energies, but now we're stepping into the new energies. Anyone experiencing since the beginning of the year all sorts of opportunities coming your way? So many opportunities that it can be overwhelming for you, right? And you follow those opportunities only for perhaps them to be stripped away on you or to have it fall apart. Anyone experience that? That's part of the energy that we're in, that we're supposed to be experiencing those things because we learn based on our experiences. We learn what we don't like, what we do like based on our experiences, and that's what we're getting hit with now. Also, we've been expanding our emotional body, so we're experiencing all the emotions that come with great joy, great loss, great overwhelm, all those things. So is anyone experiencing that also? Yeah. And it's kind of nice to hear or to feel, I'm not alone in this, because you might be feeling lost. You might be feeling really tired, overwhelmed, scared. These are all natural emotions that we're feeling right now. And so in this interim, what spirit or what our higher messages are telling us or what they're asking me to deliver is like, just be. Just be in this energy. So can you just be? After so many years of doing and organizing and driving forward, can you just be in the energy? And our busy schedules, we're all doers, our busy schedules don't always allow for us to be in the energy. So take a deep breath. Because today, what I would wish for you right now is for you to just be in the energy. Just to be centered, be here, be in this moment. And a little bit later, I'm going to do a meditation, an attunement of the masculine and the feminine energies. Because as we come home, some of us have forgotten what those archetypes mean for us, what those energy codes are in us. We've become pulled in so many different directions. And then we'll have music a little bit later by Miss Julie Ann. Welcome this morning. Thank you for coming. And I always welcome questions. So as I'm talking this morning, if you have any questions about what's going on, then please we'll get this microphone to you. I'll come down to you maybe and allow you to ask that question. Yes?
Well, if you're feeling like super excited about the states of energy, with attention also really tired and
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that. So what if you're feeling super excited and more energy? Yeah. Some people might interpret that to be anxiety or stress because it is a different frequency, but you might be feeling it is a different energy that can be determined as more. So you might have more energy to be more physically active or more brain activity, okay? It's how we're interpreting that feeling that we have right now. I tell people the frequency between anxiety and excitement is so tiny that when you feel anxiety, if you can just change it to say, I'm excited. It's not, take a deep breath and it's like, I'm excited, this isn't anxiety. So the energies are going to continue to pour in, and I'm watching the energy flow in. I'm kind of looking at all your different colors and auras. You're actually quite beautiful this morning, everyone. And when we get stuck in the energy, or when we get stuck in our brain, that's when the energy has more difficulty flowing in. So they want us to just be. And the topic this month here at Lake Harriet is your inner power. And so when you hear that word power, or when you hear someone say, well, use your power, what comes to mind with that? Do you have a negative reaction? That word power. Or is it a positive reaction? It's what? Freedom. Because that coming home is listening to your internal power. It's listening and acknowledging that you have this inner energy, this inner engine that has been spinning and taking on energy, and now it's ready to come out into the world. Okay? That's that inner energy. Okay. So the summer solstice, let's talk a little bit about energy, because we can talk about it in terms of light, and we have the summer solstice coming up here next in a week or so, 10 days, the 21st. And that is what we would say the greatest day of light, right? A lot of light is coming in. And light to us is illumination. Much like the full moon, it's about illuminating things in our life or illuminating places that we get to work on or we get to release. But this light that's coming in on the solstice is ignition light. So that's why it's fun. The topic that we're talking about this month is about igniting your inner power, ignition. And again, we're done with the healing. We're done with the holding on to stuff from the past. We're really igniting. So let me just ask for a moment. Is there anything that you are still holding on to? Okay, few hands. So if there's anything that you are still holding on to, that we focus today on just consciously in your mind saying, I'm letting go of it now. And I'm allowing the energies that come in to help whisk or move this energy away from me, because there's power in the energy that's coming in, okay? The intensity of the sun right now with the solar flare, I was outside yesterday for just like an hour, and the intensity of the rays of the sun are really strong right now. So we're not only feeling the rays, seeing the sunlight, but it's energy pulses that are coming in. And when I was outside yesterday, I was looking at the sky, looking at the rays of light come in. I see them as different colors of rays, not just the sunlight, kind of like the sunset colors. And when I ask what those rays of light are, they're adjustments to our energy fields. Perhaps the colors of our chakra system, perhaps the frequency, we experience frequency and color and sound. But the rays that are coming in now are different. So how do you use that energy? Calming yourself, being present, being centered, being where you need to be. How many of you see numbers on the clock? 11:11, 12:12, 3:33, 4:44. The next time you see those numbers, I want you to look at it differently, to say, I am here in this moment now. I am present, I am here in this moment now. Because oftentimes we see those numbers and we're like, what does it mean? What does it mean? I see these numbers all the time, it must be a message. So the new programming is allow yourself to be present. Allow yourself to say, I am here now. Because what's happening is you're getting a blast of energy that's pushing you to look at the clock. That's actually what's happening. We get this blast of energy. Something is drawing your eyes to that clock, to look at your watch or look at the clock as an indicator to be present. So you might not be being present at that moment. Okay. Questions this morning? Yes?
When I see 11:11, it surprised me because I think of angels and those angels are with me. And one day I got in the car and I was in a hurry and at 11:11 and oh yeah, that's
To just be in the present. So her statement was when she sees 11:11, she gets very excited because it means the angels are with her and that she has a lot of energy or love around her. That's absolutely right. It's that tap on the shoulder for us to just be present in that moment. All is well. And with these frequencies that are now coming in June and for the next many, many years, we say, why are these energies coming in? I wonder that every day. What are we supposed to do? Why are these energies? It's part of our evolution, but it's what we do with the energy. It's coming home. It's a remembering of the soul. It's remembering who you are at your core and what you do that makes you happy. So if you have things ending in your life, you are not supposed to be there. If you had an opportunity show up and you were like, yeah, I'm going to take it, and then it went away on you, you weren't supposed to be there, but you were supposed to have that experience. And if you think back to 2012 and how your evolution has happened since 2012 to 2017, the last 5 years, you may have had some endings and beginnings in that time period. Or maybe in that time period you came to a place of comfort to say, I'm looking at this situation, I have a different filter. Maybe it was a job or a relationship or something that you didn't really like or you weren't comfortable, but you adjusted your filter. That's the second thing that's happening. Rather than endings, we're adjusting our filter to have acceptance, to understand this is where I am, I'm supposed to be here, and I'm just going to be calm about it because I'm not going to redirect my energy to being negative or feeling at edge about it. So I'm curious, has anyone experienced that? There's a calming in it, and that's also coming home. It's like I can be here and be calm, and I'm choosing not to direct my energy in that place. It's a choice. And that's one big aha moment that I had a number of years ago, is when this energy comes in, we can choose how to use it. Choose how you're directing your energy. So with the summer solstice on the 21st coming in and the rest of the year ahead of us, where are you choosing to put your energy? Are you choosing to nurture those things that make you happy? And as we've been expanding this emotional body, the things that don't make us happy are going to be right in our face. It's going to make us feel uncomfortable so that we can either change our filtering or we can exit that situation. Okay. Questions? So take a deep breath, because I'm watching the energy come in here. And oftentimes we don't pause and take that deep breath. And we don't allow the heart to just be. And many of us have adapted or adopted patterns of beliefs that just don't fit us anymore. And what I'd like to do this morning is I'd like to do a meditation that aligns the masculine and the feminine archetypes. And I would ask that as I go through the feminine archetypes that the guys just hold space, and vice versa when I go through the goddess or the masculine, that the women hold space. Okay? And then Julianne, when I'm done, then I'd like you to sing. So find a comfortable place, resting your feet. And an archetype is a psychological and emotional quality of our thought and behaviors. But there's divineness in these codes. Take a deep breath, and as I read the feminine or the goddess archetypes, I ask that the men here hold space. Also, as a reminder, as I read these, that you might have elements or components in both the masculine and the feminine, or in all areas of the archetypes. The goddess archetype, or the creatrix. The creatrix produces new creations. She connects with the flow of life. She creates new possibilities. She originates new ideas. She possesses intuitive wisdom. She radiates unconditional love. She sees her role as rejuvenating and healing those that she influences. The queen, or the leader archetype, is wise. She incorporates other archetypes from other features, but she accepts reality. She's learned from her past, but lives in the present. She embodies the full potential of life. She experiences life from the heart rather than the mind. Her life and spiritual path are one and the same. She knows the unity of life. She lives in service for others and realizes that everything is sacred. The lover archetype. She's passionate about life and sensitive. A romantic, bringing together the duality of the male and female energies. She is compassionate and kind. She is connected with emotions and is emotionally intelligent. She is creative, playful, and sensual. She experiences life in the moment. She loves contact and connection. The mother archetype provides a domain of loving care. She is caring and compassionate. She holds center of happiness and well-being for her household. She loves selflessly. She is persistent and is a nurturer. She has a stabilizing influence. The priestess archetype. She has awareness of other dimensions and realms. Is a conduit for healing energies. She is grounded in her body. She has high discernment, listening to her heart and body for wisdom. She searches for higher knowledge. The warrioress. She stands and fights for truth. These archetypes, she is assertive, athletic. She completes her tasks. She is courageous. She maintains good personal boundaries. She protects the innocent and the inner child. into and activate the male, the masculine archetypes. The king archetype is the most important of the male masculine archetypes. It incorporates the other four masculine archetypes, bringing harmony to all that is around. He is centered, a centering of power within himself, even when the world around him becomes chaotic. He remains calm, cool, and collected. He acts rather than reacts. He is a rock in crisis. He is present. He has the ability to survey a situation, soak it all in, and then take a broad view of things. He is decisive. His decisiveness is roots in his core values of who he is and what he stands for. He lives with integrity. He is a leader. He provides order and direction. He creates and inspires creativity in others. He blesses the lives of others. Others feel safe in his presence. The lover is the archetype of emotion, feeling, idealism, and sensuality. Bringing sensual meaning opens up and using all of your senses in all areas of your life. Touching, tasting, smelling, hearing, seeing, and also feeling the intuitive pieces. Passion is ignited and he feels alive. He feels deeply, whether those are feelings of joy or pain. This is the archetype that fuels a man's spirituality, flashes of inspiration or sparks of creativity. He understands hunches, insights, and premonitions more frequently. He is empathetic with others and understands how to get along and connect with a wide variety of people. This archetype is grounded, yet boundless. The warrior archetype. This is the archetype of action, assertiveness. He may be driven and even at times called aggressive with a desire to win and succeed. But this archetype is important. He is competitive, energetic. He is mindful, strategic, and adaptable. He's always ready. He is a minimalist. He is decisive. He understands his gifts and he understands his limits and he accentuates his gifts. He is loyal, disciplined, and he holds his shield to protect. The father archetype provides a domain of safety and security, holding firm the stability and security of the home. He directs and defines rules and boundaries and the direction for action. He is unfaltering in providing advice, answers, actions in times of chaos. He is persistent while nurturing. He stabilizes. He is the role model, the teacher, the coach. He works hard and plays hard and sees the benefit of balance. He uplifts those that needs his wisdom, love, and energy. The magician. He's known for his intellect, his ability to be curious. He is the holder of hidden knowledge and is aware of other dimensions. When he learns the secret knowledge of how the world works, he uses this knowledge to harness its laws, energies, and forces in order for him to create. He is the scientist, the inventor, using practicality and visioning of the future. The magician is the inventor, scientist, and just simple tinkering are examples of his mastery of technology. He is reflective. This is the energy that powers healthy introspection. When you're facing a tough decision, your deliberations on which course to take are powered by the magician. He is the alchemist of life, finding ways to turn nothing into something and something into nothing, looking at all as opportunities in life. He is the teacher, the spiritual mediator, understanding the link between worlds. Taking a deep breath.
I've been awake for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see your bubbly face, I get the tingles in a silly place. It starts in my toes, I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I'll always know. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. The rain is falling on my window pane, but we are hiding in a safer place. Under the cover, staying dry and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. It starts in my toes, I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I'll always know. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. But what am I gonna say? When you make me feel this way, and I just, it starts in my toes, and I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I'll always know. You make me smile, please stay for a while now. Just take your time, wherever you go. Da 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 do 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 do, yeah. Do 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 do. I've been asleep for a while now. You tuck me in just like a child now. 'Cause every time you hold me in your arms, I'm comfortable enough to feel your warmth that starts in my soul, and I lose all control. You kiss my nose and the feeling shows. You make me smile, baby, just take your time now, holding me tight. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go. Wherever, wherever, wherever you go.
Beautiful. Miss Julianne. Thank you. She'll be back to sing for us again. Amazing voice. Thank you. So take a deep breath. I want to check in with you on what did you think of those archetypes? I want to ask, were any of them that as I read them, you're like, oh, that's not me, or I disagree, or you had a reaction to them? Yeah, it's telling you something. We have those archetypes, whether it's masculine and feminine, it's who we are. And there's an acceptance. Do we have an acceptance of who we are? Whether it's no, I'm not that, or I should be. Does anyone say I should be doing that and I'm not? Let's let that go. Because we all contain those attributes, and that's what's emerging. We're coming home to soul. We're coming home to all those codes and keys and the magic of all that we have within us. And all we have to do is just accept who we are. And as you noticed in those lists, there was nothing negative, because I don't want you to focus anything on negative or what I'm not or I should be. It's all positive, and they're all beautiful, and they're all needed. So if you noticed any that triggered you, those might be some that you want to meditate and just accept. Or if you had a reaction of some way, just to go a little bit deeper as to what that might be. Questions about the archetypes? Yes?
I might have missed it in the explanations, and I'm new. But I'm wondering if there was one that had the quality of humility to say, I don't know. in certain-
Yeah, that's very good. And it's to say they're not fully complete, but that's that understanding of who you are. So there wasn't one that just called out that specifically, but I would say the leader has that. Because oftentimes a leader has to say, I don't know it all. I need a tribe around me. I need those around me. I learned that very quickly in corporate America. I was never, I bowed to my team because they held all the answers. And that's kind of where we are now too, is that we sometimes feel like we should go this journey alone. And we actually are moving into a time that there are things that we cannot do alone. We have to be with people. So that's our tribe. Great question, thank you. Other questions this morning? So what do we get to do with these energies? What practices do you have in play? Or what practices do you have that you can set aside time to just connect with those archetypes, with those seeds that you've planted? How might you nurture some of those things? If you pick out some of the things that you want to focus on, how might you set up your life, use the energies that are coming in now to further those? And again, you don't have to do it alone, because you're not alone. You're supported by the universe, you're supported by friends, family, people in this room, your new tribe. But it's deciding how you're going to use that energy. And I was talking to someone before the service this morning about we're breaking patterns, or we're moving out of old patterns. And as we move out of those places, we have a choice of whether we want to step back into the patterns or whether we're going to step into new patterns. And that's part of this energy too. So as we let go of everything we've been working on since 2012 or before, and we step into the new energies, where's your choice of developing those new patterns? And it's about being happy. It's about acknowledging the energy that drives your soul and brings emotional happiness and freedom. Okay? Other questions? Yes? I do. I have them written. I've used the feminine in past on retreats and stuff, and they gave me the male, so I can certainly share them on my website. Yeah. Yep. Great question. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just repeat. Yep. We don't have a second microphone. Is that true? Okay. So as you're working on your spiritual or your evolution, your growth, you have people around you that are continuing to try to pull you back in, and they have a low frequency, right? Those are those challengers. A couple reasons that they're showing up for you. One, it's a continual reminder of what you don't want. So bless them. I bless you because I see that's not what I want. I bless you. Thank goodness you are in my life today. Okay? But it's also an acknowledgement of where you are, because without seeing them or without feeling that, you would have no measurement of where your frequency is. So it provides a measuring stick for you. So they are very important. As much as it might irritate you, they're very important. Okay? Yeah. So many of us put those markers out there. If we think of mile markers, many of us put these mile markers out on our journey plan a long time ago, and we're hitting that mile marker. And when we put the mile marker out there, we didn't necessarily say, I'm going to bring this person, this person, this person, this person with me. We said, here's my mile marker. I'm going to put it out here. And if we're hitting it, if you are there but they maybe aren't, you've hit your mile marker. And that's the energy that we're in now too. So some of you might feel, what's next? What am I supposed to be doing? What's next? Because you've hit the mile marker, and that's where you get to set the next mile marker. You get to establish that next, what's next for me. Okay? And in the intensity of the energies, I can't, it's not easy to describe the intensity of the energy because we're all experiencing it very differently. But in the intensity, however you're experiencing it, whether you're hearing ringing, whether you can't sleep at night, whether your food, your nutrition is changing, whether you want to sleep all the time or whether you have more energy, whatever it is for you, pause in your time and just be in that energy. Use it to your advantage. Use it. We are in this magical time right now, manifesting. So use the energy. Okay. One more question. Any questions? Yes? Worry. Yeah. So thank you for asking that question. I'll rephrase it. So she asked about worry. And when you worry about something, so that's directing your energy forward into something that might not even happen. Why do we do that? We all do it. We're human. We worry about a situation potentially happening. And that's where they continue to remind us to be in that moment, because you can control where you are right now. You can control your happiness right now, but not to worry. And walk this world with the trust that things will happen, or things will, events will happen around you. You will experience things that are for your divine highest purpose. They're not always comfortable. We have this romantic view about our journey that everything should be in this easy flow. And there are times that it's just tough. But if we use the energy to understand that I'm going through a growth period, I'm expanding, I'm growing here, that's a little bit easier energy than beating yourself up. Yes?
I'm not clear on how to use
So, yeah, so the question is how to use the energy. Okay, and that's a great question. So the energy is around us. So it's to quiet your mind, get out of your mind, go back into your heart, allow the clarity to come in by feelings. Okay, so that's using the energy. If you've been working on your expansion of the emotional body, you're driven more by feeling versus thought. Now, our mind creates balance for us so that we don't go do crazy things, right? But our heart and our emotional body is what's driving us on this journey. So to use the energy is to quiet the mind, come back into feeling, and to use it during particular times where you're confused, stressed, overwhelmed. You have 10 options in front of you and are not sure which one to pick. To go into meditation, go into journaling, get out in nature, do some breathing to just allow the energy to be around you while clarity comes. Does that help? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Yeah. Yep. So the common is thoughts generate feelings, like worry, right? We think and we worry about something. The universe delivers on our emotions. So if we're worrying, the universe is going to deliver on that. And so when you go into those negative thought patterns, shift your energy. Shift your energy. Look at it differently. Look at it as, this is an opportunity for me to experience this. I acknowledge it's an opportunity. Breathe until that clarity comes for you. Because oftentimes the brain keeps us in that negative, right? Because we're master problem solvers. So the thoughts will continue to spin and spin and spin and spin until we get a solution that matches some past pattern in our brain. And we're in new, so we hopefully don't have some of these patterns that are coming in, but it's leaving us in this unsure. Okay? Music is really good. The vibration of music and sound to take us out of our mind, back into our body, back into the emotional space of our heart. Okay, yes?
One more quick one?
Yes, one more quick one. Okay.
I'm not sure how to phrase this. How to tell the difference between true intuition and a belief, be it a good belief or worry?
How to tell the difference between good intuition and belief.
Well, just the intuition.
Yeah. How do I know? People ask me that all the time. How do you know? When I get messages, I feel it in my heart. I feel it. Pay attention to when you're happy. If I were to walk around the room and ask you, when are you at your happiest? Can you pinpoint those? When are you at your most receptive to interacting with others? When are you at your most? Because that's when you are you. And usually it's that first in the morning when we wake up, because we don't have the busyness going on. We don't have the agenda, we don't have the stuff we have to get done for that day. So those first moments in the morning, that's where we are most at our core. And then we kind of lose it through the day. Okay? So morning time would be a really good time to connect with, here I am. I'm in gratitude I got to sleep in, or it's sunny out, or it's storming out, whatever that is. Okay, does that help? Yeah. It's a practice. We have this expectation I should just know it, it should just be there, but it actually is a practice, and we get to work on it. Because we're so much in our brain, and we're taught, our culture is, we're taught to think things through, to work it through, to bring logic to it. And sometimes there's no logic in your heart or your emotional field. It's just, I know. All right. All right, I think.
I've been walking in the same way as I did, missing all the cracks in the pavement and trotting my heel and strutting my feet. Is there anything I can do for you, dear? Is there anyone I could call? No, and thank you, please, madam. I'm lost, just wandering from my hometown. Memories afraid from my hometown. Ooh, the people I've met are the wonders of my world. Are the wonders of my world. Are the wonders of these worlds. Are the wonders. I like it in the city when the air is so thick and opaque. I love to see everybody in short skirts, shorts, and shades. I like it in the city when two worlds collide. You get the people and the government, everybody in different sides. Shows that we ain't gonna stand it. Shows that we are united. Shows that we ain't gonna take it. Shows that we ain't gonna stand it. Shows that we are united.